Peace, YouTube. This is Sean Young, also known as Supreme, with another episode of Adventures in Wholesaling. Peace. I'm back. Hope you guys had a great holiday out there, and I hope everyone's gearing up for a strong finish to 2018 and taking that momentum into 2019 as well. Hope I can help you out with that journey. On this episode, guys, I'm going to be going into the 4 pillars of qualification when it comes to determining if a house is actually a deal or not. Sometimes a lot of us are chasing these deals so vigorously that we're really overlooking the basics, and we're going a little too deep off into the wrong area, into trying to figure out if this is a great deal for us or not. And we're spending a little bit too much time on one particular deal or conversation. What you guys want to do is qualify these deals and put them through the process. If you do determine that they're not qualified, meaning they're not ready to buy right now, or they're not ready for you to work with them or help them out now, just put them, of course, into your database and set them up for a future callback. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. The first pillar that we're going to talk about is the condition of the property. This is very important. When you guys are out there driving for dollars and just driving in your own neighborhoods, and you see a house with tall grass, all the other houses in the area are look great, well manicured lawns, but this one particular house, grass is 4 or 5 inches tall. There's mail sticking out of the mailbox, boards on the windows, might not be any windows, things like that. Those are going to be great indicators that the condition of this property is distressed. So that's going to be a great motivation for you guys, for your seller to be wanting to sell. When you speak to, let me kind of start this over, and I apologize, guys, but work with me here. What I really want to kind of explain is, when you're speaking with a seller, these are the areas that you want to focus on so that you can maximize your time. I hope that now everything makes sense. So when you're speaking with your seller and you've driven around, you've taken a look at the home, you've seen it online, or the homeowner themselves is telling you, hey, my house, there's a hole in the roof. I've got a blue tarp, keeping the water out when it rains. So it's in pretty terrible condition. Things like that are things that you guys want to, note and notate and keep a mental note on, so that you can, understand where they are in the process of being a motivated seller. Because we're looking for motivated sellers, guys. There's about, 95% of the people out here are going to want to sell their home the traditional way. They're going to want to go through a realtor. They're going to want to, just go the traditional route. We're seeking that 5% that goes the untraditional route, that wants to sell it for themselves. They're motivated to sell. They've inherited a property. They might have gotten a new job, need to relocate, divorce. There's a number of reasons why they could be motivated. But the condition of the property is very, very important, guys. That's number 1. Number 2, what is their timeline to sell? You want to ask them, hey, if I could pay all the closing costs, close pretty quickly on your timeline, when would you want to close? Now, if they say, it doesn't really matter, we could close, 4 months from now if it's good for you, I don't really care. That's a good indicator that they're not a motivated seller, guys. Now, if they say, hey, I need to get this thing closed like within the next, 10, 15 days, if possible, is that possible? Ding, ding, ding. That's that's an indicator that they are motivated to sell that property. They're motivated to do business with you, and they're going to work with you to get through the process. Because remember, guys, we aren't out here to do anything other than help people. If you put that in your mind, that we're out here to help people, your business will boom, and you will be able to help a lot of people with that mindset and mentality. And magically along the way, you'll be helping yourself. It's going to be amazing how that works, guys. Trust me. All right. The next thing is the motivation to sell. What is their motivating factor? Are they, moving? Like I said, did they get a new job? Have they lost their job? Are they in a relationship and, they're going to separate and they're going to leave, the husband the house, or they leave the wife and the kids the house, and, they need something, or they're going to all move out and they're going to vacate the home, and they're all needing to downsize, everyone that was in the home. Whatever the case is, you want to find out what is their motivation to sell. Why are they selling? And they will tell you. You definitely want to ask, and you need to know this, because throughout the process, until you actually finalize and close, you need to have yourself armed with information that they've provided you on what their motivations are, in case anything happens in the future where they try to maybe back out of that deal or pull away in any form or fashion. You can remind them, hey, you remember that you're telling me this, you guys had a tenant in place and they tore your house up, and this is just not something that you're wanting to continue to go with. You remember that, right? So it's not that you want to, make them feel bad, but you just want to remind them. I mean, these are their own words. So that's why I'm saying, guys, take notes, mental notes throughout the entire time that you're speaking with your sellers, so that you can really have a good understanding of what their mission is here, so that you can help them. Okay, guys, last but not least, number 4. Number 4 is going to be price. Price. Price is very important, and it will also be a great indicator on their level of motivation. For instance, if you find a home and the ARV, which is the after repair value, after the home has been fixed up and it's ready to go, you determine that home is worth $100,000 after it's been all fixed and everything is said and done. So in your mind, that you can't offer them market value for that, because that's not how our business works. We want to be able to come in and get the home under contract for the lowest amount possible, so that we can sell our contract to our end buyers, or to our cash buyers, at the highest amount possible. So if they come in and they say, hey, I need $90,000 for this home, that's going to be an indication that they're not really a motivated seller, or they probably aren't going to be a great candidate for you for the wholesaling process. Now, there are other exit strategies that I won't go into on this video. They are more advanced. I'll mention them to you so that you do have an idea of what they are, because there are a number of exit strategies out there for us. We're focusing on wholesaling, and this channel is all about wholesaling. However, I do throw out a few nuggets here and there on other other strategies that I use within my investment portfolio process. So one of those exit strategies, guys, could be putting the home under lease as a lease option, a sandwich lease, getting the home subject to the current mortgage or the current balance that's in place. And I'll go into those topics a little more later if you guys want. Feel free to leave me comments, send me a message, and let me know, hey, Supreme, I saw that you were, you touched a little bit on lease options, or you talked about subject to. I know that this is a wholesaling channel, but can you make a couple of videos on those? Because I think it would help me or my business out, to have more exit strategies to be able to help our families or our sellers out there out. So there it is, guys. I hope that is going to be helpful for you. I'm going to recap those again for you. Number 1, the condition of the property. Number 2, the timeline to sell. Number 3, motivation to sell. Number 4, price. If their price isn't where you need it, guys, that's a great indicator that they aren't that motivated. If they're asking for market value, retail value or above, they're probably not that motivated. Don't spin your wheels, guys. Try to help them out in another way. Maybe align them with a realtor friend that you have, that can help them get their house on the market and get it sold quickly. So with that being said, guys, it's been a great another month for us here. We're again taking that momentum into 2019, ready to have a great 2019. We want to have the strongest year that we've ever had as an organization. We want to start averaging, 4 to 5 to 6 closes per month, guys, on a consistent basis. So as you guys have been walking with me on my journey, continue to walk with me on my journey. And I promise on that journey, I will help you along the way to achieve and realize the success that you want in our business, which is wholesaling real estate, guys. So with that being said, help me, help you, help us all. Peace.